Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Marilyn Kroplick, President of In Defense of Animals. Welcome to our new online show, Vegan Cooking and Food Psychology, hosted by Chef Kathleen Kastner and myself. This show is presented by Carnivores Anonymous, a free 12-step program that I developed to support you and to provide strategies to help you maintain optimum health, lose weight, reverse chronic illness, and tackle food addiction while adopting a plant-based lifestyle. You can join this national program at www.carnivoresanonymous.com. Today, I will share one of the 12 steps with you. Now I'd like to turn, and that's going to be step 6. I'd like to turn it over to my co-host, Chef Kathleen, who will introduce our featured recipe for today. Kathleen?
Thanks, Marilyn. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Today, we're going to make delicious deviled eggs, which are perfect for summer picnics and the 4th of July. So stay tuned, and I'll be back in a minute to show you how.
Hi again. Traditionally, in the 12-step program, step 6 says we were entirely ready to have God remove all of our defects of character. Entirely ready? How do I do that? I was thinking to myself. A first step in readying yourself is cultivating intention, the intention to see reality with all its painful rawness, with all the warts, with equanimity. You intend to identify the actions or inactions that have caused you pain. However, it's a catch-22. The habits of worry and rumination do not help us to develop intention to deal with difficult issues that cause suffering. However, when we deal with our pain, we are motivated then, and we can see our inspiration blossom. Cultivating mindfulness that's rooted in non-judgment by meditating or practicing yoga helps us to see reality, our reality, with a greater clarity, enabling us to let go of idealizing fantasies about ourselves. Mindfulness lubricates reality, sometimes painful, gloomy, or worrisome. We're seeing pain now through the lens of mindfulness that's allowing equanimity to grow and buffering the pain. No longer seen as permanent, pain is viewed as mutable, transitory, and impermanent. So remember these 3 elements of step 6. It's called IPM for short. Intention, pain, and mindfulness. And these 3 elements are going to ready yourself for loosening of that wall that you've built up, that's harboring your character defects. So ready yourself for their removal by your higher power through IPM. Denial of our problem is a willful turning away from the truth. As long as we are avoiding truth, change is forestalled. And if you're a vegan, you're at risk for having a slip, tempted maybe to return to meat. Yes, it even can happen to you. Perhaps you think of yourself as a perfect vegan, denying any flaw or need for improvement. That's a dangerous place to be because it cuts short your vegan sustainability. Perhaps you can't admit that you're eating mostly junk food for a while, for the last month, and you do not want to think about never having learned to cook, and that's hurting you in terms of developing a balanced diet, a balanced vegan diet. Or you find yourself eating peanut butter sandwiches every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're risking recidivism and you're cutting short your sustainability as a vegan. In Carnivores Anonymous, we say that you're setting yourself up for a fall, a relapse. Packing on the pounds from the peanut butter, you start to remove nutritious whole foods, a variety and diversity of them. You're eating more nuts, becoming more depressed, anxious, and sleepy. Isolating, you withdraw socially, stop coming to Carnivores Anonymous meetings, or you forget to call in your meals to your sponsor. Now you see yourself in a different light. You go from perfect to pained, dark, gloomy, and you've shifted from your ideal perfect vegan image to one that can't do anything right. Now you see what you need to do. That now you see yourself, you might just call it a day. You have no motivation. You see yourself as imperfect. You fall into the depths of despair. At this moment, your higher power has disappeared, and you can't get out of bed to even eat breakfast. While prone in bed, you remember every action begins with an intention. But nothing specific comes up for you. What are you intending about? So you repeat to yourself, I'm intending, I'm intending, I'm intending. You repeat it over and over again while breathing in deeply. You are oxygenating your brain with the simple command of intention, while simultaneously relaxing your muscles, slowing your heart rate, and reducing blood pressure. Eventually, the mantra of I'm intending becomes a conduit to action. Perhaps all of a sudden you feel inspired to leave the house and buy some ingredients for cooking a hearty vegan dish. Bringing mindfulness to pain, you no longer crave scallops. Fight or flight recedes, cortisol, stress hormone, falls, and your prefrontal cortex recovers so you can now think with greater clarity. With more mental energy, you'll open up that cooking book, get dressed, drive to Whole Foods, purchase the dishes, ingredients, and return home and cook it on up. A delicious vegan and bean casserole in your newly purchased pressure cooker, never opened. Now you are ready through intention, pain, and mindfulness. You are ready for your higher power to remove that perfectionistic mask that has burdened you throughout your life. That's the fruition of step 6. We're bringing forth intention, exploring the pain with mindfulness, following your breath with your mind's eye. You'll learn how to take the middle way, see the value in changing old diehard habits. And also seeing yourself as either perfectionistic in denial or condemning yourself. Congratulations, your life has changed. Kathleen, take it over, and Kathleen's going to teach us how to make deviled eggs today, vegan deviled eggs.
Thanks again, Marilyn. So these are vegan deviled eggs from the Forks Over Knives website, and they're actually created by Ann and Jane Esselstyn from the Engine 2 Diet brand, and they're really delicious. I've actually done a couple modifications, so you can follow the recipe or use some of my tips. So you're going to take 12 new potatoes and cut them in half. Now the recipe calls for you to boil them because Forks Over Knives is oil-free. I actually roasted these. I took the new potatoes while they were whole. I tossed them in a little olive oil and salt. and then I cut them in half and bake them at 450 for 30 minutes. So keep an eye on, depending how you like them, 20 to 30 minutes. And then when they were done, I took my teaspoon and just scooped out the center, because these are going to be our eggs, or you could use a melon ball scoop, and that'll give you space for the hummus, which is going to be the egg yolk part. So now we're going to make our hummus. So we're going to use 1 can of rinsed chickpeas. I love the Simple Truth organic brand. That's a Kroger brand, so it's a mainstream grocery store, Ralph's, and they're only 99 cents. And Trader Joe's has organic garbanzo beans also for 99 cents, so just know that eating plant-based can be very affordable. So I rinsed the chickpeas, and I'll have you come on over here, and we put them in the food processor. Now this really works better for me. The recipe called for a food processor because you need hardly any liquid. When I make hummus and the Vitamix, I need a lot more liquid. I use vegetable broth instead of oil, but I actually really like the taste of this better. So it's up to you. Then we're going to add in some garlic. It's 2 cloves of garlic. I use this minced garlic from Kirkland, Costco. And 1/2 teaspoon is 1 clove, so I'm going to do a full teaspoon for 2 cloves. And of course, you can adjust that to your taste buds. Then we're going to do, ask for 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to reduce it just because sometimes I overdo lemon and I don't like the taste. I'm just going to do 2 teaspoons instead. And this is organic lemon juice, also from Costco. Feel free to squeeze your own lemons. And then we're going to add some mustard. They use 2 different types of mustard. They use a brown mustard and a Dijon. I'm just doing all Dijon today because that's what I have on hand. And it's 1.5 tablespoons. And again, you can adjust it to your taste buds and see what you like. But we're going to start with 1.5 tablespoons. And then the salt is optional, 1/4 teaspoon salt. I like a little salt, so we're going to add less than 1/4. And you can omit that if you have any, high blood pressure or any other health condition where you need to be salt-free. And then we're going to add just 2 tablespoons of water. And you may need more. We'll start with that and see how it blends. This is filtered water. And then we're going to put our lid on. And that is it. All right. Might want to turn your volume down. Let's take a peek and see how we're doing. Does it look good? A little more liquid, or I think we're good? I think we'll leave it. It looks good to me. Again, it's up to you. Now, again, when I use the Vitamix, I need a lot more liquid than this. So that's why I'm enjoying making my hummus in the Vitamix. So you want to scoop it all out into a bowl, and then we're going to add a couple more ingredients, and the filling will be done. And this is just 1 can. I wasn't sure 1 can would be enough, but it is. And if you have a large batch, you could always double everything. Okay, a little bit more in there. Then you're going to add, the recipe calls for 1 cup of green onions. I'm just doing 1/2 cup of green onions, which is still a lot. You can add more lemon juice if you want, or you can even add a little lemon rind. But I'm going to add the turmeric for sure. That's our last ingredient. It's 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory. And then we are going to mix it together. I'm just going to add a splash of water. Come on, see if you can see that. We'll just mix it together. The turmeric, the green onions. You can add a little more lemon juice. It's just really up to you, your taste preference. We already got the garlic in there and the salt. Oh, we can add a little pepper. If you like pepper, we'll add a dash of pepper. So, beginning to look a little eggy. The great thing about these, there's no cholesterol. Eggs have a ton of cholesterol. Dr. Neil Barnard from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine says that one egg has more cholesterol than an 8-ounce steak. And if you Google it, it's true. So if people are eating 2 eggs every day, that's like eating the cholesterol 2 steaks. So this is a way to take the cholesterol out. Your liver makes your own cholesterol, so we don't need to eat other people's cholesterol. Then we're going to scoop this yummy filling into our hollowed out sweet potato. Isn't that cute? And I won't make you sit here while I fill them all, but I'll fill a few, give you the idea. And again, if you don't like green onions, you could omit that. If you like white onions, you could do that instead. But try and roast it and see what you think. I think they have a lot more flavor. But again, if you're completely boil them. And then I'll just show you, you can top them with a little paprika. A little sprinkle. Give it that deviled egg look. And I'll go on to finish the tray. All right, so that's it. Vegan deviled eggs from the Forks Over Knives website. Thank you so much always for saving animals with your food choices.
Thank you, Kathleen. Wow, deviled eggs. They look super yummy. Thanks to Kathleen for showing us how to make it, using new potatoes as a substitute for egg whites and hummus instead of the yolk. Now I have the intention to cook deviled eggs, vegan deviled eggs. I'm willing to look at the pain that I've never cooked them before. And I don't know how to cook. So I'll bring some mindfulness to that pain. Breathe in deep several times. Follow your breath with your mind's eye and bring calmness to your muscles. Decrease your heart rate. That's bringing mindfulness to the pain. Now you are ready to have God remove your character defects, whatever they are. If you try this recipe, please share your comments with us on Carnivores Anonymous Facebook page. Special thanks to everyone for tuning in to our show. I'll see you next month. Bye for now.